Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Celina versus Kenton. I think we better get ready for a synaptic tsunami. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Celina versus Kenton. Let's meet our team. Starting off with Kenton. Tell us who you are.
Jackson Blue. I am in 9th grade. This is Richard Wong, also 9th grade. Jace Murphy, 9th grade.
All right, welcome to you. And who's your coach? Give him a shout out.
Todd DeQuino.
All right, welcome to Kenton. Celina, tell us who you are.
Hello, I am Will Bem. To my left is Charlotte Davis. We are both seniors. To my right is Kellyanne Howell. She is a junior.
All right, and coached by?
Our coach is Hal Hoover.
All right, welcome to both of our teams. Going to start things off with the toss-up round. In this round, there are 10 questions. They're worth 10 points apiece. No deduction for an incorrect answer, so you can play a little bit looser on your buzzers. You can confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Celina, Kenton, are you ready to get this party started? And here we go. What two-word phrase denotes the sound we hear when an increase in air pressure from a supersonic aircraft's shock wave reaches the ground? Time. That would be a sonic boom. Identify the U.S. federal agency whose policies ensure the safety of the public by preventing the dissemination of false advertisements of consumer products. That would be Celina. Will?
FDA?
Incorrect. Kenton, would you like to steal? That would be Richard.
Federal Department of Law and Civics.
Incorrect. Federal Trade Commission, or the FTC, is what we needed there. Identify the English equivalent of the Latin word mater, as in the phrase alma mater. That would be Kenton. Jackson.
Music.
Incorrect. Celina, would you like to steal?
Mother.
Buzz in, please. That would be Will.
Mother.
Mother is what we're looking for, yes. The planet Venus has a thick atmosphere composed mainly of which compound? That would be Celina. Will.
Sulfur phosphate.
Incorrect. Kenton, would you like to steal? That would be Richard.
Methane.
Incorrect. Carbon dioxide for Venus. Identify the type of bacteria that is round in shape and is arranged in chains. That would be Kenton. Jackson.
Streptococcus.
Will we accept that? Yes, we will. Correct. What American author wrote An American Yankee in King Arthur's Court? That would be Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens. A deficiency in this natural element can cause goiter in humans. Since only small amounts are required by the human body, it is most often added to table salt as a nutritional supplement. Name this element whose chemical symbol is I. That would be Kenton. Jackson.
Iodine.
Iodine is what we needed there, correct. Scientists use formulas to represent compounds. What is the common name for the following compound? Fe2O3. Kenton. Jackson.
Rust.
Rust, yes. This right, long established in British common law, is also protected in the United States Constitution. It means produce the body, essentially guaranteeing that prisoners, that would be Celina. Will.
Habeas corpus.
Correct. This Mexican revolutionary general ran unsuccessfully for the presidency following the Mexican Revolution. Identify this leader and military strategist who was appointed as provisional governor of the state of Chihuahua in 1913. Time. Francisco Pancho Villa is what we needed there. That is all 10 questions in this round. Let's take a look at our score. Very close game. We have Celina currently at 20 points and Kenton in the lead just by 10 points with 30 points. You're going to stick around for this close game. Our risk and reward round is coming up next. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game, a very tight competition indeed. Celina, 20 points, Kenton, 30 points. Kenton, looks like you have completely shuffled the deck. Tell us who you are.
I am Gatlin Davis, a freshman. That's Carter Hale. He's a senior. And that's Presley Wilson. She's a freshman too.
All right, welcome to you. Celina staying with the lineup from the last round, so welcome to our new players and our returning players. This is our risk and reward round. Both of our teams here will receive the same 9 questions. There are 10 points apiece, no deduction for an incorrect answer. The 10th question is our risk and reward question. We will give you a topic. Both teams, you will have the opportunity to risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments based upon that topic. A correct answer gets you those bonus points. An incorrect answer, unfortunately, will be a deduction, but don't worry, if you don't feel good about it, you can just simply pass. Kenton, you are at 30 points. Celina, you are at 20. That means Kenton, you are sticking around, and Celina, off to isolation you go. All right, Kenton, are you ready for your risk and reward round? Here we go. Of the many poems written by Emma Lazarus, which sonnet placed in 1903 appears on a bronze plaque in the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty? Time. The New Colossus. Located on the South American continent, this mountain range lays claim to the title of longest continental mountain range in the world. Name this coastal range that spans 7 countries. Time. The Andes Mountains, what we're looking for there. Released in 2017 in film, this book by W. Bruce Cameron explores the life of a dog who returns over and over again to share his love and affection with new owners. What is the name of this New York Times bestseller? A Dog's Purpose is what we were looking for there. The Ganges, a trans-boundary river of Asia which flows through India and Bangladesh, rises in the western Himalayas in the Indian state of Uttarakhand and flows south toward which large bay where it empties? That would be Presley.
Is it the Red Sea?
Incorrect. Bay of Bengal is what we needed there. In the sentence, Miss Osborne instructed us to write an expository essay for our final work this year. What is the correct spelling of the word expository? That would be Carter.
E-X-P-O-S-I-T-O-R-Y.
Correct. This word means before the flood and is most often used to refer to the biblical floods. Time. Antediluvian is what we needed there. What do we call a poem of 14 lines? It may be divided into 2 parts of 8 and 6 lines, or 3 parts of 8, 3 and 3 lines, respectively. That would be Presley.
Is it a sonnet?
It is indeed a sonnet. There was a time when scientists believed that inanimate matter could generate living creatures, an idea called spontaneous generation. What do we call the idea that living organisms can only arise from other living organisms? That would be Gatlin.
Reproduction.
Incorrect. Biogenesis is what we needed there. What is the most abundant protein in the human body? Time. Collagen is what we needed there. All right, this is our risk and reward question. The topic is presidential statements. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments, or you can pass. Kenton, what do you think?
Do you guys know anything about any president at all?
Nixon was bad.
I know nothing, so I think we should skip.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Skip.
You're going to pass. All right, that is the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time for you to head off to isolation. All right, let's bring back in Celina. Welcome back, Celina. Are you ready for your risk and reward round? Okay, it starts right now. Of the many poems written by Emma Lazarus, which sonnet placed in 1903 appears on a bronze plaque in the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty? Time, The New Colossus. Located on the South American continent, this mountain range lays claim to the title longest continental mountain range in the world. Name this coastal range that spans 7 countries. That would be Will.
The Andes?
That is correct. Released in 2017 in film, this book by W. Bruce Cameron explores the life of a dog who returns over and over again to share his love and affection with new owners. What is the name of this New York Times bestseller? That would be Will.
Secret Life of Dogs?
Incorrect. Nice guess, though, but it is known as A Dog's Purpose. The Ganges, a transboundary river of Asia, which flows through India and Bangladesh, rises in the western Himalayas in the Indian state of Uttarakhand and flows south toward which large bay where it empties? That would be Will.
Bay of Bengal?
Correct. In the sentence, Ms. Osborne instructed us to write an expository essay for our final work up this year. What is the correct spelling of the word expository? Will.
E-X-P-O-S-I-T-O-R-Y.
Correct. This word means before the flood and is most often used to refer to the biblical floods. Time. Antediluvian is what we needed there. What do we call a poem of 14 lines? It may be divided into 2 parts of 8 and 6 lines, or 3 parts of 8, 3, and 3 lines, respectively. That would be Will.
A sonnet?
It is indeed a sonnet. There was a time when scientists believed that innate matter could generate living creatures, an idea called spontaneous generation. What do we call the idea that living organisms can only arise from other living organisms? That would be Will.
Non-spontaneous generation?
Good guess, but we needed biogenesis there. What is the most abundant protein in the human body? Time. Collagen is what we needed there. This is now the risk and reward question. The topic is presidential statements. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments, or you can pass.
10.
They're going to go for 10 points. All right, risk and reward presidential statements. Which president in his final speech to the nation warned against the quote, military-industrial complex, end quote, saying that in the councils of government we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex? That would be Will.
Roosevelt?
Incorrect. The correct answer was President Dwight D. Eisenhower there. So that's -5 points for you, and that is also the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time to clear our scores, and let's bring back in Kenton. All right, welcome back, Kenton. All right, let's see where we stand. Kenton has how many points? 50. Celina has how many points? 50. Well, it doesn't get much closer than that, does it, folks? All right, you're going to want to stick around, see what happens next. Our category round is coming up, where things can change very, very quickly because questions can be worth up to 30 points apiece and deductions start. So stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Celina 50, Kenton 50. It doesn't get any closer than that. Before we move on to our category round, looks like we have some new players and some returning players. Kenton, sound off.
I'm Jackson Blue. I'm a freshman. To my left is Emma Mulligan. She's a junior. To my right is Anlyn Carlson. She's a senior.
All right, welcome back and welcome to our new players there. And Will, who has joined your team?
To my right, I have Lily Westcurtis. She is a senior.
All right, welcome to you as well. All right, this is our category round. Power shifts a little bit to our teams here. You have 6 categories to choose from. Questions were 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. But deductions do start now, I must warn you. So if you go for 15, you can lose 15 points. But there is a double or nothing question hiding in there somewhere. Could be a game changer. You never know. All right, since our scores are tied, we had to flip a coin to see who gets to make the first selection, and the winner of that coin toss was Celina. You get to make the first selection.
We'll take the human body for 20.
Human body for 20 points. Identify each of the following associated with the human body. Protrusion located at the end of the cecum of the large intestine, vestigial organ. She get in time? Did not. Sorry. It was the appendix. Was that what you're going to say?
No.
All right. Well, good. Whew. Dodge that one. All right. Okay. Celina still in control.
I'll take the, I'll take ologies for 20.
Ology for 20. Identify each of the term that ends in O-L-O-G-Y. The study of tumors. Oncology is what we needed there. Celina still in control.
We'll do acronyms for 20.
Acronyms for 20 points. I will read an acronym and its association. You provide the meaning of the acronym, okay? AMA and its association is medical. That would be Celina. Lily.
American Medical Association.
Correct. In control, Celina.
We'll do acronyms for 25.
Acronyms for 25. OSHA, OSHA, and it's a government agency. That would be Kenton. Emma.
Occupational Safety Hazard Association.
Incorrect. Celina, would you like to steal? That would be Will.
Occupational Safety Hazard Administration.
Incorrect. Both of you were close. It was Occupational Safety and Health Administration. All right, Celina, though, still in control.
We'll do acronyms for 30.
Acronyms for 30. APA, education. That would be time. American Psychological Association. Celina is in control.
We'll do geography numbers for 20.
Geography numbers for 20 points. Number of countries that border Portugal. That would be Celina. Will.
1.
Correct. Celina in control.
We'll do geography numbers for 15.
Geography numbers for 15 points. Number of time zones in the world. That would be Celina. Will.
24.
24 is correct. Celina still in control, making a move.
Geography numbers for 10.
Geography numbers for 10 points. Number of oceans in the world. That would be Kenton. Jackson.
4.
Incorrect. Celina, would you like to steal? Time. 5 is what we needed there. 5. All right. Celina still in control.
Ologies for 10.
Ologies for 10 points. The study of water and its distribution. That would be Kenton. Emma.
Osmology.
Incorrect. Celina, would you like to steal? That would be Lily.
Hydrology.
Hydrology is what we needed there. Yes. All right. Celina's still in control.
We'll do human body for 10.
Human body for 10 points. Gland that produces insulin. Time. That would be the pancreas. Celina in control.
We'll do two-word responses for 10.
Two-word responses for 10 points. Identify each of the following phrases that contain 2 words. Vegetative term for a lazy person and their furniture. That would be Celina. Will.
A lazy boy.
Incorrect. That would, Kenton, would you like to steal? That would be Jackson.
Couch potato.
A couch potato. Vegetative term. All right, Kenton in control.
Ology 15.
Ology for 15 points. The study of birds. That would be Kenton. Jackson.
Ornithology.
Correct. Kenton in control and starting to make a move.
Two-word responses 15.
Two-word responses for 15 points. To display aloofness and disdain. Give someone the... That would be Celina. Will.
A cold shoulder.
A cold shoulder, yes. Kenton back in control. Or excuse me, Celina in control.
Acronyms for 15.
Acronyms for 15 points. OTC medicine. OTC stands for over the counter. All right, that is the end of the round here. Let's take a look at our score. Kenton, 30 points. Celina, 95 points. Still very much anybody's game, because coming up next is our brainstorm round where questions are worth 20 points apiece, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Kenton, 30 points. Celina, 95 points. Kenton, looks like we have some new players here. Tell us who you are.
I'm Jenna White. I'm a senior, and to my left is Emma Mulligan, and to my right is Kale House, and they're both juniors.
All right, welcome to you, both new and returning players. And Celina staying with your lineup from last round. So again, welcome back to everyone. All right, this is the brainstorm round, AKA all the marbles here. Each question's worth 20 points, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You, of course, can confer before buzzing in, but the main thing here, no stealing. No stealing in this round. We move immediately to the next question. All right, Kenton, Celina, you ready for the brainstorm round? All right, starts right now. This state has the most mileage of any state through which the Appalachian Trail extends. Which state has 550 miles of the trail? That would be Kenton. Emma.
Oregon?
Incorrect. Virginia is what we needed. What atomic model states that the electron cannot be found precisely, but that its location can be? That would be Kenton. Kale.
The quantum mechanical model?
Correct. Name the Norse goddess of the underworld. That would be Celina. Will.
Hell.
Hell is correct. Name the class of bodies that absorb all electromagnetic radiation. Time. Those are known as black bodies. What organelles are commonly referred to as cellular powerhouses? That would be Celina. Will.
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria is correct. The White Sands National Monument is located in what state? Time. New Mexico. Identify the most popular lumber producing tree in the world. That would be Celina. Will.
Pine.
Pine is correct. Identify which animal you would associate with the product cashmere. Time. Goats. In the Harry Potter fantasy series of books, which creatures served as mail carriers? That would be Kenton. Emma.
Owls?
Owls is correct. Which noun that begins with an A refers to an arrangement of numbers in rows and columns? That would be Celina. Will?
An array.
An array is correct. Which type of animal would a farrier be associated? That would be horse. Bongos, snare, and bass are all members of which that would be Celina. Will?
Percussion.
They are percussion family. Hannibal served as which ancient city's most important general? That would be Celina. Will?
Thebes.
Incorrect. Carthage. What science term is used to refer to any V-shaped ocean valley? Any deep V-shaped ocean valley? That would be Kenton. Kale. Excuse me?
A trench.
Correct. Heat, oxygen, and fuel are collectively known as which trio? That is the fire triangle. Let's take a look at our score. Kenton, 70 points. Celina, 175. And our winner. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come out, meet in the middle, shake hands, and we'll see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.